Miles says to us that we have to go back to the original intention of why God created the earth. And when you understand the original intention, when you get the idea, when you get the concept right, it then informs your theology and your beliefs. He says that many times we don't understand the concept and then we have a misconception, which means that we base our theology on something that is inaccurate when we don't have the right concept. So what is the concept? What is the idea? What was in the original, what was in the mind of God, and what was his original plan for the earth? And you find it in the book of Genesis. The Bible talks about how God created the heavens and the earth, and he says, let us make man in our own image. And I'm paraphrasing, put them on the earth and let them dominate the earth. And so what God had created was what Miles refers to, a colony. And I'll get into what a colony means in a minute. An extension of heaven in a different dimension, where he could then take of his own image and put it in what is called mankind and allow them to dominate, because they can't dominate in heaven, because guess who's dominating in heaven? Heaven is his throne. God is the King of kings, and he sits enthroned in heaven. And he sits encircled above the earth. So man can't reign in heaven, but he wants man to reign. So he creates a place for them to reign and for him to have fellowship with mankind on the earth. So the original intention that God had for mankind was for them to have dominion. Dominion means for them to reign over a domain. And that domain is called the planet Earth, found in this cosmos that we call the universe, that was created by God for our pleasure and for us to reign. God gives this instruction to Adam. He says, Adam, I need you to rule and reign over every beast of the field, over the earth. It's yours. I have given this to you. And the only thing that I've done is establish a symbol of my authority in the Garden of Eden, so that you know that as much as the authority has been given to you, I am still the authority over you. And we then can have fellowship, and the symbol of authority called the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and your obedience to my word in not eating of it defines our relationship. Because then I can measure that you love me and that you submitted to me because of a symbol that I have put in place. Otherwise, if God has given us free will, but he doesn't put a symbol to measure, how will we know and how will he know that we are submitted to him? And so he says, I only have this one thing. There wasn't rules, there wasn't laws, there wasn't the Levitical laws, there wasn't eat this, don't eat this, do this. There was none of that. There was just you dominate, you reign. You can even name things, and whatever you name them, that will be their name. The only thing is that I have the symbol that represents my relationship with you, where you are in submission and I am in authority. And as long as you obey my voice by not consuming of that fruit, we are all good. The original intention of God. So we find that when God created the earth, he didn't create the earth to put man there so they could go to heaven. He took man from heaven. He took out of his spirit. He blew from himself into a vessel, an earth body, a suit to function in this dimension. So we are from heaven intended to be on the earth. And Miles says, and I agree with this, that what you find is that Christians become so consumed with going to heaven, they can't wait to get out of earth. Yet God has placed us here to rule and reign. And we talk about it, we sing about it one fine morning. How does that song go? I'll fly away. Oh, you can't wait to get out. Oh, Beulah land, sweet Beulah land. We're constantly looking to leave this place. And God says, but I put you there for my glory and for your pleasure. And the only thing that I needed you to do was to walk in